You have to actually live through it to be able to understand. So I'm going to save you the pain and anguish that you will most likely have if you do not listen to this information. I got asked a question on the live stream today, and it was kind of a thing that I don't think about, but I think is super important for you guys to understand. A lot of people wonder how they can set up their risk. Like, when is a good time to move from demo trading to live trading, and how much do they need to have? And a lot of people like save up, I don't know, $1,000 or $10,000 so they can start trading in their live accounts. And they've been demo trading for a month or whatever, and they show a little bit of profit. But there's one thing that a lot of people don't think about when they're live trading that they don't backtest long enough to understand. And you have to actually live through it to be able to understand. So I'm going to save you the pain and anguish that you will most likely have if you do not listen to this information. And the information is extremely important because I've been testing the same strategy since the beginning of July. And I've been live streaming that strategy every single Wednesday. And one of the questions from the live stream was, how much drawdown have you had using this strategy? Or like, what's the win rate? And then I came to the realization that I need you guys to understand this in particular. My strategy overall is profitable since July, but back-to-back losses for an extended period of time is what's going to break the mentality of 99.9% of day traders because they're not used to losing that much money for that amount of time. So let's say you want to trade a $10,000 or $100,000 funded account. And through your back testing and your forward testing or whatever for an extended period of time, how many trades have you lost in a row? And if you're risking 1% per trade, what is that total amount? On the live stream, I showed that I had 10 back-to-back losses around July 18th through the 22nd. Now, if you're risking 1% per trade and you lose 10 back-to-back trades, that's $10,000 down on a $100,000 account. Are you okay with living with the fact that you're minus $10,000 on your trading account? Can you continue doing the same thing over and over and over again with knowing that you lost 10 grand? Can you continue doing it knowing that eventually it will come out of it and you will be positive? If you cannot live with that information, you need to lower your risk. So whatever the total amount of losses is back to back, that's your worst trading situation or worst trading week or worst trading month. Can you live with that? If not, you need to lower the risk. Let's say you can live with $2,500 of loss. So instead of risking 1% per trade, you're going to risk 0.25% per trade. So instead of losing $1,000 for a loss, you're going to lose $250 for a loss. And if you can live with the fact that you're going to lose 10 trades in a row and you'll be down $2,500, continue on. That is your risk tolerance. If you want to be consistent long term, you need to plan for the worst case scenario because so many traders, mostly all traders, would have fear, panic, anxiety, and think that they need to change their trading strategy if they lost 10 times in a row. That means there's a catastrophic error and you need to have a new system now. But it's not the case, especially if you've been back testing it and forward testing it for as long as I have. This is why we test, to find out what's the worst case scenario. And when the worst case scenario occurs, how do we get out of it? Can we continue on that and get out of it? And that's why testing is important. You use a low risk, long term, find out what the worst case scenario is, find out what the best case scenario is. The thing that people like to focus on is the best case. I won 15 trades in a row. That was freaking amazing. But people ride that high versus planning for the worst, because that's when you make the biggest mistakes, is in the worst case scenario. So if you can plow through the worst case scenario, you're good to go. And you can continue on doing the same exact strategy. And that's what usually causes people to go strategy to strategy to strategy, is the multiple days of losing. But if you understand trading, losing is a part of the game and you need to be okay with it. So that's my Focus Friday rant. Stay focused, test diligently, test consistently and long-term. Because without long-term results, you cannot plan for the best and worst case scenarios. The goal is to set up your risk in accordance with what you're okay with. Okay? If you're okay with 15% drawdown, go for it. If you want 2.5% drawdown, do that instead. Okay? I appreciate you guys. If you haven't seen this week's 2-Minute Tuesday, I talk about Fibonacci retracements. It's a super good video. People really like it. You can check that video out right here. And or if you'd like more details on a specific topic, leave it in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.